How many of you own a dog or a cat? Now try and imagine a world where every dog and cat find a loving home just like the one your pet lives in. Obviously, this is unrealistic, but having that mindset can slowly and gradually push us closer and closer to that goal. As a person who recently adopted a cat, I can confidently say that I made the absolute correct decision when it came to acquiring him. Overpopulation in animal shelters is a serious problem that can be combated by adopting instead of purchasing. Now let's get more specific. There is a serious issue with overcrowding in animal shelters. In his article, "The Streets of Heaven Are Too Crowded with Animals Tonight," Barry Cukes of Daytona Beach News Journal states that every year in the United States, approximately 733,000 shelter animals are euthanized, 40% of which are dogs and 60% cats. To me, this comes as a great shock. I knew that there was a problem, but I never imagined it would be this severe. This issue is obviously caused by the fact that most animal shelters are overcrowded and have nowhere to put the extra animals. In the end, their only option is to euthanize them. You might be wondering what causes overpopulation. Here is one of the main causes. Lots of pets are bought through breeders. In their article, nearly half of young adults prefer to buy a pet rather than adopt. Veterinary Practice News reveals that in a survey they conducted, 40% of people ages 18 to 34 were more likely to purchase a pet from a breeder or store rather than consider adoption. It is easy to understand why people would want to buy from a breeder. You know exactly what breed you're getting. You will get your pet as a puppy or a kitten, and you get the opportunity to meet your new pet's parents. These are all solid reasons for buying from a breeder, but it doesn't negate its impact on the rest of the animal community. On the other hand, sentient media gives a reason to not buy from and support breeders. In their article, "Puppy Mills, Millions of Dogs Suffer Needlessly to Create Pets," they describe the inhumane conditions that the breeding dogs live in. She explains that breeders often deny their breeder dogs affection, nutrition, and veterinary care, and house them in cramped quarters, whether outside or in poorly ventilated shelters, and continuously breed them for maximum profits. These are important things to consider when thinking about supporting a puppy breeder. How can we deal with these issues? An easy solution to this problem is adopting your pet through an animal shelter. In her article, "Adoption from Shelter versus Buying from a Breeder, What's Best for You?" Sarah Hansen of Labrador Training HQ gives many reasons to adopt from a shelter instead of buying from a breeder. The first and most important reason is that you are saving 2 lives. She goes on to explain that you are not only saving the animal that you adopt, but you are also saving the animal that will take the place of your new pet at the shelter. Some other benefits of adopting a pet, she explains, include up-to-date vaccinations, much cheaper fee, and previous potty training. Now let's review what we've discussed. First, we addressed a major problem facing our society, that animal shelters are overcrowded, which leads to euthanasia of hundreds of thousands of animals each year. Next, we spoke about what is causing this problem. The fact that people are buying pets from breeders. Finally, we discussed how to combat this issue, adopting your pet instead of buying them from a breeder. This is important to college students like you and me because we are about to be on our own, and a pet might be something to help us advance into adulthood. Personally, I'm struggling with anxiety, and my recently adopted cat has been an absolute lifesaver for me. The next time you are in the market for a pet, I encourage you to adopt instead of shop.